Hi, this is Jan Carroza. I'm author of Rockin ROI, How to Bootstrap E-Commerce with Performance-Based Marketing. And today I want to show you one of my favorite templates that I created to use with my clients. In this case, it's one called the Marketing Budget Calculator. And what you're able to see when we go through this is the ability to find that affordable amount that you have to spend on your marketing per product. This is also called your allowable. We're going to visualize all the costs that you have. It gives you the ability to understand what break even is and then set some cost per order goals for ad expenditures that you have. We've got some spreadsheets here that you can get. I'll show you how to get those in a minute. But this one shows you what your selling price of the product might be, what the cost of the finished product would be. You want to put in the cost of goods, your merchant charge. Sometimes people forget this charge. Any actual shipping and handling costs for fulfillment. Administration should include website hosting costs, for instance, all the things that take it to get to where you're able to sell the goods and manage them. And then returns allow for that. So in this case, we have $8.46. If we only spend $8.46 to acquire a sale, we've broken even. That means no profit yet. And that goal that we would have for our ratio is for every dollar we spend, that we get back $2.36 just to break even. So you would want your break even cost per order to be less than $8.46 to be profitable, and your ratio to be greater than 2.36 so for you to be profitable. So what you're thinking about here is for every 1,000 you spend, you're going to need 118 orders. This is the revenues that 118 orders would generate, and that's what creates that ratio. So you know what your cost per order is and what your ratio would be. And then just to think about this visually, you have the cost of creating the goods plus your media expenditure, and that's why your total costs are $2,359. So you want to use this CPO goal as a benchmark so that you're always shooting to spend less than what that cost per order goal is. This is something that you're going to want to track. In this spreadsheet, we just added a profit of 10%. So you would see what your goals would be if you wanted to show the profit in it as well. So in this case, you want to spend $6.46 or less to get an order, and therefore your break-even ratio would be $3, meaning for every dollar you spend, you want to get at least 3 back or better. And again, we show you the math for doing that. So spending less than $6.46, you're going to need 155 orders for every 1,000 that you spend. And then you want to set this lower cost per order goal because it does include profit, so that you can visualize where you need to be to make just 10%. And if you beat that $6.46, you're making more than 10%. In this one, we went ahead and showed you what would happen if you add one upsell to that, meaning you're selling them an additional product, hopefully very closely related to the initial one, and enabling to do that, you're going to have an assumption here that half the people that order the initial product will also take your upsell. And so we're going to calculate the math based on the cost for that upsell. We're going to cut it in half, and then we're going to add the amount that you would get to that so that you can see what the income would be. And in this case, your break-even CPO is $9.40 for the combined purchase. And you can see the efficiency of adding an upsell because your cost to ship is a little bit less, and all your costs are a little bit less when you can add one into the same package with the initial product. So now you can see how you've lowered your break-even CPO. So it's better if you can spend up to $9.40 to acquire a sale with an upsell, and your break-even ratio drops from $3 for the initial product to $2.65. So for every dollar that you make, you need to get $2.65 back to be able to be 10% profitable. So we've got the profit in this one plus the upsell, and you can see how you've got this great thing and the advantage of having an upsell. So that's my brief but spectacular take on a market budgeting calculator that you can get at my website, dmcenter.com. And here are some other choices. If you want to get my book, you can go to bookshop.org/shop/dmcenter. You can find free marketing tips at DM Center, and you can search on 7 templates on my site to find this and other great templates.